Today we're going to be working on a clavicle length, pinch in the front, lots of layering, working into an inversion in the front to keep some of that weight over top of that front pinch. We're just going to quickly knock in a clavicle length, heavier shape from where we were. Cutting that back forward, just keeping that front pretty crisp. And just working that line from the back front. That's just to keep that weight on that front corner. Just kind of visually working in the pinch there. And then just seeing how the hair wants to live right there on the face. So we're just gonna open up the chin a little bit and then just pop that in. Being sure to leave it slightly heavy, and then we're gonna come out really, really soft. Very surface there, keeping that front corner pretty strong. And then just, as you're cutting, visually put that into its place. Just find that bend that I want in, and then just start to just kind of styling it lightly, so just staying loose with it, and then just look for where you want that to start to enter in and just work that shape in. And then real surface on that forward grab, keeping that corner as heavy as possible. And you can see here, we're already starting to get that pinch. Moving into the layering, we're just gonna keep working with that hair, really, really loose. We always wanna be working towards that final goal. It's starting to take shape. In that back section, I'm just gonna pick up that central guide, and we're gonna surface this connection in the whole way here. Taking that back left corner panel, taking the whole, across the whole top of that first guide, and that becomes our entrance point guide. Center of section, pulling out, and then surfacing off that connection. So as you can see, we're just building that connection all the way down. So as we come to this back left side, this becomes mostly the side. So we're gonna go a little higher, just slightly higher with our layering, and then keep that surface. And we're also gonna stay a little higher so we stay away from cutting any of this weight out that we need behind the ear. Repeating that process on the other side. Center of the section, staying really loose with it, using that entrance point guide to slice all the way down. Last section in the back, sliding, protecting all that weight behind the ear. So we're gonna do something a little interesting here. We're gonna do our inversion, and we're gonna pick a spot in the back just to keep a lot of that weight over top of the pinch. Inverting, so bringing that hair down. So what you're gonna see is this hair here is down in the bottom of your hand, this hair here, this hair, and this hair, as you walk up, so forth, will be twisted down and back to that cut point. And what we're gonna get is a little high, we're gonna get high texture here, and then it's gonna come out in a hurry. What we're trying to do is get it past that exit point of the bang. So we keep our weight here, we don't cut into that, creating a square line all the way across. Repeating that process, taking that section, it's the hair just behind the ear, inverting that down and back, and then surfacing higher, coming all the way down, and same thing on this side. We're gonna get that weight. Looking at this the whole time, make sure we don't take any weight that we don't want to take off, and then we're just gonna repeat those steps, and we're just gonna cut some slices in to give some loose texture to our haircut. If it's thinner in any area, we're gonna avoid. On the mannequins, it's always heavier on the top than it is on the bottom. So we're gonna kind of concentrate our slicing on the top. On a real person, you'll have some decisions to make there. Where possible, we're going to be slicing from the back forward. So we just want to create negative space. You're not trying to thin the hair down or anything. I find that when most people see people slicing or dry cutting, they always think they're thinning the hair. We're not trying to thin their hair. What we're trying to do is open up the hair for movement and give negative space in spots, right? So we can create massive amounts of movement and play in the hair. This will also encourage their natural textures to pop out and will be far easier for them to style at home. Just pushing that into shape just to do one last check. Trying not to pull everything straight and flat. It's a huge problem. Even I made that mistake in the salon through most of my career, trying to like adjust now. You could take a clip on both sides and just kind of pinch the bang up out of the way, kind of get it in the shape that you want. And I just pinch the end slightly, and you can twist if you want or what have you. We're just gonna kind of dry, like you can let this air dry, you could scrunch this with your hands until it's finished, or you can just blow this out, which is what I'm gonna do, and then we can do some ironing techniques at the end. Rake your fingers through it a little bit, or a wide tooth comb or a vent brush. Finger style into place. And that's just it, kind of style it into place. I spray shine it a little bit, just kind of finger it into place. Don't try to get perfect symmetry. That's really, does really strange things to the eye. So just put that in place. Obviously on a real person, you can flip this from one side to the other, have your druthers at how curly on the sides you want it. All right guys, loving this shape. Just really loving the pinch there in the front, and then that heaviness that is involved in these shapes that we're working on. We're doing a riveting technique on this. It's already got a kind of cushion brush set in it. So we're gonna leave kind of the exterior of this because it's gonna make it feel a little thicker than having to worry about leaving the last couple inches of the curl out or anything like that. And just visually not feeling like you have to do every single hair on the head. It's something that I wish I would have learned at a very younger age. Just kind of going away from the face here and just grabbing some random bits and then ribboning down. If we want this front to kick, we can really kind of get in there and set it. And voila, that's the flat iron finished ribbon set. Just randomly ribboning out some pieces, hitting some bend in some ends along the way, and then maybe even back ironing anything that you want to kind of flatten out just a touch if something's like a little too kinky or curly in one spot or another. Have fun.